Welcome to the debate. There is an old saying in sports, Father Time is undefeated. But right now in the NBA, you've got four players, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and James Harden, who seem to be, they seem to be fighting him to a draw. And the key fact here is just astonishing. Only 7 players in all of NBA history have ever averaged 20 or more points a game in their 17th season or later. 4 of them are doing it this season.
Right, simultaneously.
Exactly. So the question for us is pretty clear. Is this incredible collective performance a signal that we've entered a new era of athletic longevity, a repeatable shift? Or are we just watching 4 of the greatest to ever play the game, a complete and total historical anomaly?
And I think that's the perfect way to frame it.
I'll start. For me, this proves we're in a new era. I mean, the statistical clustering is just irrefutable evidence. You have 4 players hitting a mark that only 3 legends, Kobe, Malone, Abdul-Jabbar, had ever reached before. The ceiling has clearly been lifted. Durant's in year 18, averaging over 26 points a game. Harden just became the oldest player ever with a 40-point triple-double. This is sustainable high-level production.
Okay, I see that point, and the stats are, they are obviously mind-blowing, but I come at it from a different angle. I believe their success comes down to unique individual brilliance and a kind of statistical compounding that makes them outliers. They aren't following a common blueprint. They each have their own path. I mean, look at Curry. He has 400 regular season games with 5 or more threes. The next closest is Harden at 214. That's not a trend. That's just singular genius. And LeBron playing in his 23rd season at age 41, that's a one-of-one event. It's not a general shift.
But you're focusing on individual records, and I think you're missing the sustained peak performance here. It's not just about accumulating stats. The material points out that Curry just passed Michael Jordan for the most 40-point games after turning 30. That's his 45th. That shows maintained explosiveness, peak ability. It proves that with modern science and maintenance, you can keep that window open much, much longer.
That's a compelling point, though. I would frame it differently. I'm sorry, but I just don't buy that these 40-point outbursts are proof of a sustained biological peak. To me, they reflect how the modern game is played, with all the offensive spacing and high volume. That lets skilled players get numbers deep into their 30s. And also, this longevity is managed so strategically. Think about LeBron's return this season. He misses the first 14 games, then slowly ramps up from 16 points a game in November to over 28 in January. That suggests careful load management, not some defiance of biology. It's about strategic greatness, like Harden just cracking the top 10 all-time scores.
But how can we just ignore the fact that 4 of the 7 all-time examples are happening now? That has to point to a systemic shift, right? Whether it's hyperspecific nutrition, cryo recovery, or even just rule changes that favor skill over brute force. Durant passing Wilt for 7th all-time in scoring in his 18th year, that just confirms that this kind of late career production is achievable by multiple stars at once because the entire environment has changed.
Okay, fair. The environment and the rules have changed. But I think the complexity requires us to look at who benefits. Those changes, like getting rid of hand checking, they benefit these 4 highly skilled guys disproportionately. Their specific styles, like high-volume shooting or elite mid-range scoring, just happen to age better than a game built on, say, explosive leaping ability. Their uniqueness, I think, it kind of obscures any real, repeatable physiological shift across the league. A jump shot isn't really limited by being 35 years old in the way a powerful drive to the rim might be.
Look, at the end of the day, the evidence of 4 players hitting this historically rare 20-plus points per game mark at the same time, it means we have to acknowledge that our expectations for elite longevity have fundamentally changed. The new normal for a superstar is to be effective deep into their 30s. It's real, it's measurable, and it's systemic.
And I think what this discussion really clarifies is the need to distinguish between individual excellence and a true generational change. We have to remain skeptical that these 4 unique careers really signal a universal blueprint. It's more likely that they just confirm their own status as historical outliers who all happen to be playing in the same era.
So we'll leave the final interpretation to you. Are these 4 players, Durant, James, Curry, and Harden, the start of a new normal in athletic longevity? Or are they simply 4 of the greatest to ever play the game? Period. Let us know what you think, and be sure to subscribe for more thoughtful disagreements.